Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a science fiction film, Doom. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. In the year 2026, a portal to an ancient city on Mars was discovered by the archaeologists working in the Nevada desert, which they called the Ark. 20 years later, they are still clueless about the real reason why the Ark was built, and what happened to the civilization that built it. The movie starts in the Olduvai research facility of UAC, located on Mars, where scientists run for their lives because an unidentified creature attacks them. Dr. Carmack runs towards a room and sends a warning that they have a level 5 breach and quarantine should be implemented immediately. Suddenly, the unidentified creature breaks the door. Afterward, the whole research facility shuts down and is placed under quarantine. In the headquarters, Sergeant Asher, who is also known by the nickname Sarge, asks the general the situation in Olduvai research facility, where the 6 scientists are under lockdown, together with the 79 employees on site. Sarge is in charge of protecting and retrieving UAC property and maintaining quarantine to the Ark portals. Sarge informs his team that their leave is cancelled because they are chosen to be a part of the search and destroy mission to Mars to retrieve the computer data of the genetic experiments. Some of them are a bit disappointed because they are excited to go home, but still thrilled with this mission. Sarge recommends John not to go with them to Olduvai. It seems like he is running away from something there. At first, he agrees, but still joins the team. Right away, the group led by Sarge leave Earth for the Ark. In just a few moments, the plane lands in a field, the ground opens, and a portal rises. They enter the portal, which brings them to the UAC facility in Nevada. The team goes to Mars through the Ark and is welcomed by Pinky. He is a technician who becomes handicapped because of the scientific miscalculation. When he entered the Ark, his lower body went to another galaxy. Sarge orders Mac to stay with Pinky and secure the door. They enter the secured door and see the employees who are quarantined. Dr. Sam, a scientist and John's sister, arrives and tells them that she is also assigned to go inside the lab to retrieve servers of their experiments. It seems like John isn't happy that his sister will be joining the team, but he doesn't have any choice because it is an order from the higher-ups. They go to a secured room that leads to the lab. Before they enter, they listen to the disturbing sound that they received from the internal phone, which is left off the hook. Sarge tells Sam to open the door and commands Portman and Goat to lead the way. Sarge asks Pinky to show them the schematic inside the lab on the screen. According to Pinky, the only way in and out is the airlock. Sarge assigns the team to their positions, Goat and Portman to the lab genetics, Kid and Destroyer to Carmack's office, while John and Sam to retrieve the data, and Duke and himself to the weapons lab to make sure all the hardware is secured. Portman and Goat go to the genetics lab. They are surprised to see hearts pumping inside tubes and animals inside cages. Pinky tells them to enter a room where they see a holding cell wherein the walls are electrified. John and his sister Sam enter the lab to retrieve the data. John is very disappointed in Sam for staying in Olduvai, where their parents died. Their parents led the first team of archaeologists to Olduvai, but unfortunately died because of an accident. John is surprised upon seeing the skeleton of a mother, which the scientists named Lucy, and her child. Sam says that Lucy has 24 pairs of chromosomes, which makes her a superhuman, invulnerable to disease, and capable of healing her injuries instantly. There are many skeletons found after Lucy, which also have 24 chromosomes. They think that one extra pair is bioengineered, but still clueless on how it happened. Their conversation is interrupted when Portman and Goat report that they see movements in Dr. Carmack's office. They bravely enter the doctor's office, which is ripped open, when suddenly, someone falls on the ceiling. The whole team chases it, and is surprised upon seeing Dr. Carmack, who is holding a person's arm. He looks confused and mentally unstable. Sam approaches him, and tries to calm him, but Dr. Carmack tears off his ear that surprises everyone. Sam hurriedly asks for a med kit to treat the wounds of the deranged doctor. Sarge orders Duke to bring Dr. Carmack to the infirmary with Sam. Portman and Kid go to the airlock to secure the area, so that anything that tries to get away will get driven straight to them, while the rest of the team find the body that goes with the arm that Dr. Carmack holds. Kid seems so shocked and cannot focus after what happened, so he asks drugs to Portman to keep him going. Later on, they find a naked woman inside a room, who tries to attack them with her naked body. Luckily, they are able to shoot her before she hurts them nastily. Sam and Duke bring Dr. Carmack to the clinic. He whispers to Sam that they should shut down the facility. John and Goat go to the lab genetics and see that the animals in the cage are all gone. Suddenly they find another scientist who is eating the rat. He grabs a knife and runs towards John, so he doesn't have any choice but to shoot him. While Sarge and Destroyer explore the facility, they encounter and kill a creature, which looks like a monkey. Sarge checks its blood, which has black particles. In the clinic, they are surprised to see that Dr. Carmack's blood also has black particles, which are also similar to the monkey-like creature. However, when they check Dr. Carmack, he isn't on the bed anymore. John and Goat continue their search, and find a creature in the sewer. They find a doctor's gown covered with blood floating on the water. They split apart to find the huge creature. John stops Kid from his nonsense talks, and notices that his pupils are dilated because of the drugs that Portman gave to him. Suddenly, John notices something behind Kid, then it goes to Goat's direction. He warns Goat, but unfortunately, his light is already down, so he cannot see anything. Goat asks Pinky, who is checking on them in the camera, if he sees anything unusual near him, but Pinky answers nothing, so he continues exploring the area. Suddenly, he sees glowing eyes in the dark, which belong to the creature. Unexpectedly, it attacks him and bites his neck. John arrives and kills the creature. Sarge gives an order to evacuate the entire facility, while they are trying to revive Goat in the clinic. Unfortunately, he dies. Afterward, Sarge notices that Dr. Carmack is missing, so he confronts Sam, and shows the creature that they killed, which makes Sam very surprised. John says that the creature they killed is not the one that they saw in the lab, so Sarge hurriedly orders to clear all the surface entry doors to make sure that the creature will not get out of the Ark. He orders Mac to arm Pinky with a weapon and grenades, and seal the Ark door. Sam tells them that there is another door, which is the entrance to the archaeological dig. It is also the same dig where Sam and John's parents' dead bodies were found. Portman convinces the team to ask for backup, but Sarge says that the Ark is sealed, so they should keep going, and do everything that they can to prevent this creature from getting out of the Ark. Portman is disappointed, but still chooses to follow Sarge's order. Afterward, there is a message that all UAC personnel have already evacuated to Earth. In the clinic, Sam is checking the body of the creature when the light goes on and off. So she gets out and looks for Duke. Finally, she sees Duke with a bone saw, which she needs in checking the body of the creature. When they are about to go back to the clinic, they hear a growling sound from a mad dog. Sam carefully walks towards the clinic and opens the nano walls. Suddenly, the mad dog gets scared, and a creature appears behind Duke. He shoots it, but runs out of ammo, so he hurriedly goes to the nano walls. Luckily, Sam closes the door on time and traps the creature on the door. Sarge and the team enter the archaeological dig, where they hear animal sounds. When Sarge calls John to show the dead bodies of the scientists, John reminisces about the time that his parents died in the dig. Unexpectedly, a huge creature attacks Mac, so Sarge and John come to rescue him, but it is too late because Mac is already dead. Sarge and John chase the huge creature, which is moving fast towards the lab complex. Sarge orders Pinky to use a grenade if the creature gets through the door. Sarge goes back to the armory alone to check if there are stronger weapons, and is very surprised upon seeing a huge bioforce gun. In the clinic, Sam autopsies the body of the creature and finds human organs in it. They are surprised to witness that Duke resurrects and kills himself by smashing his head on the window. After seeing Duke's condition, Sam realizes that the creature she is autopsying belongs to one of the scientists. Portman leaves Destroyer in their position and goes to the comfort room alone, then intentionally turns off his radio. Unexpectedly, the huge creature attacks Destroyer, then they fall into the holding cell. He fights with it with all his strength, but unfortunately, he is defeated and killed by it. Sarge goes out of the armory with a huge bioforce gun, then looks for Portman and Destroyer. He is stunned upon seeing the dead body of Destroyer in the holding cell. Portman secretly asks for backup to the reinforcement. While he is in the comfort room, he suddenly hears a strange sound coming in his direction. He picks up his gun and puts on ammo. Then he goes out of the comfort room, astonished to find that the strange sound that he heard only came from a small rat. All of a sudden, the huge creature attacks him. Sarge and the team go to his direction and shoot the huge creature using the huge bioforce gun. He is surprised at how strong and powerful that weapon is. Unfortunately, Portman dies as well. Sarge and John bring the dead bodies of Portman and Destroyer to the clinic. They are stunned upon seeing a creature, which is trapped in the nano walls. Eventually, they realize that the creature is Dr. Carmack, because its ear is cut off. Sam thinks that it must be a genetic mutation, that's why the scientists transform into deadly creatures. Sarge is very disappointed, because he has already lost 4 of his members. He gets back to Sam, thinking that the reason behind the commotion is because they are experimenting with something illegal in the lab. Sam protests that she is not hiding anything from them, but even his brother is not convinced. They think something is off, because the higher-ups order them to protect the research data, which means it is very important. Sam later plays the video, which is in the research data. They are all surprised after learning that the scientists altered the chromosomes of criminals, turning them either into a superhuman or a deadly creature. John wants to destroy the data, but Sarge stops him and reminds him that they should protect the UAC property at all cost. Kid reports that one dead body of a scientist is missing. Sarge orders John to go with him and check the situation. He doesn't want to leave his sister alone, but he doesn't have any choice, so he just leaves a communication device, which she can use to call him if she needs help. Pinky reports to Sarge that something is cutting through the arc door. Sarge orders him to use the grenade, but because of fear, he refuses and runs away. Right then the system reboots, and they only have a few minutes to leave. Sarge informs the team that the quarantine cordon is breached. That's why he orders them to get all the weapons and ammo, because they will chase the huge creature. John tries to call her sister, but she doesn't answer, so he hurriedly goes to the clinic to get his sister. Sam asks for a couple of seconds to finish what she's doing. She concludes that it seems like the chromosome chooses whether the infected will be a superhuman or a monster, depending on the genetic level of a person, whether they have a capacity to be evil. So there is still hope that the infected might be saved. She also concludes that this also happened with the Martians that built the Ark to escape. John tells Sam that they need to go now to save the infected people, because Sarge has an order to kill all of them. Sarge and his team arrive at the UAC Ark facility and find dead bodies on the ground. He orders the team to shoot everyone before they transform into a deadly creature. The team checks the facility and finds infected people who are eating the flesh of dead people. The team makes sure to kill them all. Finally, Sam and John arrive at the facility and look for the team. John tries to convince Sarge not to kill everyone, because not all of them are infected, but he refuses and still continues shooting everyone he sees. Kid enters a room with a lot of people who are not infected. Duke sees Pinky, and he explains that the huge creature follows him in the Ark and kills everybody. Sarge points a gun at Pinky, but Sam says that he isn't infected, because he doesn't have a wound on his neck. Kid interrupts and reports that he sees people who are not infected. He refuses to kill them, so Sarge shoots him. Pinky points a gun to them and commands them to put down their guns, but unfortunately, the huge creature kills him. The team chases the huge creature, but they are attacked by many infected. Eventually, Duke dies, and the infected pull Sarge to the nano wall. Luckily, Sam and John escape and hide in a room. John is bleeding to death, so to save him, Sam injects the C-24 to him. Soon after, John wakes up and is now transformed into a superhuman, but he cannot find Sam. He looks for his sister and fights with the infected with his superhuman abilities. Later on, he finds Sam with Sarge, who already murdered the survivors that Kid found. John and Sarge, both with superhuman abilities, fight against each other. After the fierce fight, John throws Sarge through the Ark along with a grenade, which eventually demolishes the whole facility and kills Sarge. After the whole disaster, John takes his sister to the elevator back to Nevada for a heartwarming reunion. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.